Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And in today's video, we're going back to our beloved drip and answering the question, when drip moon? Why drip down? The whatever other ways you want to describe it. And this is to Thomas because he asked a question about it. And I've covered it in different details. But now that the farm is live, the short answer before I read his exact question is, why haven't we seen a pump and drip? Right? And we're going to get into some of the data as well as even an announcement or message from Forex. And then I'm going to give you my speculation on it. And then you guys get to make your own decision. So Thomas said, since you're into mining data, what are your thoughts on the drip buyback mechanisms that were supposedly built into the LP farm? With 1% buy and 2% sell, there should have been pretty noticeable buy pressure the instant it all went live yesterday, don't you think? So before I read further, I want to address that. So we already showed that on here, and we can actually see that as well on the transaction, right? So there was $20,000 worth of drip from the buybacks that did go into the tax vault, and we're going to look at how much should have went there, how much is in the tax vault, and all that good stuff. But now you know at least that did happen, and then we're going to find out why it didn't cause any significant pump in the price. Maybe the sell pressure is that ridiculously high right now from people liquidating to get into the farms, but I think we all thought it would offset better by the changes Forex made. If it's working, I can't imagine how much drip would have taken a hit had it not been there. Anyway, I'm thinking there is to be a way to see the contract working, and since that's your thing, I wanted to post this and get your thoughts. I'm still bullish and into drip and animal farm heavy, so thanks for your vids. Positivity keeps the score. So yep, there is definitely a way to see this, and that's exactly what we're going to break down, and we're going to find out where the leaks are and how long basically until we do see significant correction in drip. And spoiler alert, it might be longer than you'd like to wait. But drip is still a long-term play for me. So let's get into this one announcement that Forex put in one of the chats. It got forwarded to me, and it's this one here. Forex, you guys are surprised, but I said this literally every time someone asked me about how drip would be affected, and it should be obvious to anyone who was in B1 and Manor. We had an initial 15 to 20% correction because people sold for BUSD, and then we did a 3x pump over the next week. I said this every single AMA. So I did cover this on the channel. I didn't bring that up for this video, but that is 100% correct. That did happen. And I do expect to see some price appreciation going forward. And we'll get into exactly how much shortly. But also there's some discrepancies from my personal opinion that make this very different this time around. So for starters, here is a short list of a few of the things that have changed since the Manor Farm bull run that we had, basically. So when the Manor Farm launched, I'm just going to rattle them off. We were at the tail end of a bull run. BNB was much, much higher than it is now. The circulating supply was 3x smaller and locked at the 1 million. The tax vault was 10x higher. We had 0 maxed out wallets. We hadn't had the Terra Luna crypto crash wipeout. There was no war in the Ukraine, no massive rate hikes for inflation, and no global recession. So all of those things are going to be very different this time around due to the circumstances we're in. That doesn't mean that drip can't get a pump, but do not expect to see what we saw then. That's just my personal take based on those factors. But let's look at what has been injected into the tax vault as of right now, right? So we can come and look at the tax vault here. I showed this in a previous video. We're at 45,000, and previously we had 0. So basically we have seen about 45,000 drip get added, and that was due to Forex putting that in himself. And the last time we were up in these ranges was here in August at the 65,000 range. So 100%, it is doing exactly what he said it would do. And all of that money is and has been shown to come in here into the tax vault. So right now, that's where we're at. And again, we were at these levels back in August. So that is huge. And we haven't seen too much of a sell or depreciation since that was added yesterday. Now, that being said, what is the average amount of drip that we have gone through? So I went ahead and looked at the drip supply on 2nd June. This is before we started minting tokens. And then as of now at 3.2 million. Just subtract those two numbers. That gives us 2.2 million drip that have been minted since the 2nd of June until the unpause of the animal farm. And that gives us 154 days that passed. So that means on average, we were minting 14,000 drip per day. Now, take that with a grain of salt, because in theory, we shouldn't be minting as much now with the farms unpaused. But remember, there is still no incentive for a maxed out wallet to keep their capital, especially have multiple maxed out wallets, to keep their capital in the faucet as of right now. So think about it this way. If you've maxed out 2 wallets, that means you more than likely got in at the launch price of $2, $3. And then if you were able to max out 1 wallet and then max out another one, you've already got, remember, you get 3.65x on your return. So you've gotten a 7x plus the price appreciation. That means your average cost of drip is like literally nothing. You're probably funding other wallets from previous maxed out wallets. So you don't care about taking drip from the faucet to come over here and get into the animal farm, or to even sell it and buy dogs outright, or sell it and buy pigs. So there is no incentive for those early whales to keep their drip in the tax vault, especially if they already have multiple wallets compounding now. So once you get a certain amount of wallets, like I know some people that literally have wallets stacked so that as one ends at max payout, the other one's already starting or is at the middle or whatever, they can start claiming. Like they've got it laddered that way. So that means there will continue to be sell pressure from those wallets because there's no incentive to keep it there. Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you. And that being said, that means we will see drip continue to maybe stay at this, you know, maybe 10,000, 8,000, I don't know, cells per day. And that's just the whales migrating. So that's not leaving the system, but it is moving from the tax vault to the farm. You also have people who are literally getting their paychecks or salaries from drip, right? So I don't know if this 14,000 will stay, but it's not going to drop significantly just because the farms have unpaused, because this was coming from people that were taking profits, paying their salaries, or preparing for the farm. So maybe we cut this in half and we go, or into 1/3, and we go to 55,000 a day. Cool. But the question now begs is that where are we going to get the additional capital to keep the tax vault high? So the theory was that the 2% in, 2% out, 1% in. But I don't think that's going to work, because people don't get in and out of farms, especially in a bear market. In a bear market, you come in and you sit your capital and you just print, and you print out, in this case, dogs. Why would you, as a whale, come in, put your capital in, and then a couple days later, even though drip is still in the exact same price range, why would you then take your drip out and do something with it? Nothing's changed to give you an incentive to move it around. So the likelihood of the vault creating enough drip to sustain the buy pressure is not likely, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I just don't see logically a reason for people to get in and out of the farm. You're just taxing yourself. You would only get out if drip went up and you wanted to unpair some, and you wouldn't get out with all of it, right? So say you stake 10,000 drip tokens and drip does a 2x, well, you're going to leave a bulk of them in there and take a few out. So that 2% is a pennies on the dollar for what it can do for a tax vault. And I'm showing you the math here. So this is what was put into what's in the tax vault as of right now. And we can get these numbers from here. When you go to get drip BUSD and view the contract, we can come here and we see 9.19 million is a total liquidity. And I can come over to drip.formulate and find out exactly what is in an LP. So an LP is composed of 5.8 USD and 1.24 drip. And I can also come over to that contract. Where did I put it? So the actual farm contract, drip BUSD animal farm contract, and look at the values in the wallet. So I can get the 4.612 million BUSD, and I can scroll down and find the 985,000 drip tokens. So I know that this is indeed the wallet, so to speak. It's a contract for this pool, and that can give me these values here. So what I did is I just reverse engineered it. That's why I have a little bit more. So I took the drip tokens that are there, then multiply it by the current price to get the drip value and the drip USD, but it doesn't matter. The point is that that was about $20,000 that gets put in. If everybody decided to take that out, I'm sorry, 20,000 drip tokens. If everybody decided to take that out, then we'd have 40,000 drip tokens. But again, I urge you to use some logic. Why would whales take the money out if nothing's happened in the drip price? By all means, leave me comments down below to explain it to me if I'm missing something. But the long and short, I think we will still be going through about 5,000 to 7,500 minimum drip being sold per day. And there's no additional drip being added to the tax vault unless there's an incentive to get in and out. So what that means long term is that drip will stay flat. Nothing magical is going to happen with drip. It's not broken. It just has no incentive as of right now with the mechanics. Hence why Forex has all this other game theory stuff coming. So we see what he did with the farm. We're literally giving people an incentive not to sell their assets. I believe layer 2 will be that bullish thing that we need. However, Scratchy could also be that catalyst, but this will be dependent on how many people in the know, in the community, and new people decide they want to buy drip scratch tickets. So 15% of drip scratch tickets will go to buy drip and send it to the tax vault. So this will cause some price appreciation if there is enough people gambling essentially to do that. So this is just step one of adding utility to drip and incentivizing people to stop taking the drip from the faucet, as well as incentivizing people to buy more fresh drip. So the long story short, we will bounce around, in my opinion, this 4 to 750 range max. I don't even believe we're going to touch the double digits by the end of the year based off of what I'm now seeing with hard facts. You may not like that, but that's just how it goes. It's not going to change. And I gave you the reasons why, because of the bear market, the recession, not a lot of dry powder and capital on the outside. Coming up to the holidays, who spends more money on gambling than they do on their family usually for the holidays? So I think definitely come layer 2 and the bull run, we will see major price appreciation in drip, but it's going to be a not so hot and vibrant spring. It's just going to be kind of what spring is, mucky and cool and not too exciting. But again, the whole point of this is that we do not need drip to do anything exciting. All we really need it to do is stay between this $4 to $7 range that it has been doing so very well for the past like 5 months now, I believe. So we got all the way down here in June or July to the 4s, and we first broke below, I'll call it like 7 is what I think we'll be stuck at. So end of June. So July 1, August, September, October, November, 4 months. So I think we're going to stay around $7.50 to $4 and maybe even go down to a little bit lower than $4.50, back down to the 4s. And again, I gave you all the facts and reasons behind that. But I'm perfectly happy with that now because my dollar cost average price for drip is around $4.30. And every 75 days that goes by, it cuts in half. So all we need drip to do is stay around, and the sustainability features he built in will guarantee that drip will be here. And it works flawlessly as designed. There is literally nothing wrong with drip, but everybody wants to see, like Forex said, they buy hype. So they want to see the chart up and to the right, even though I already did the numbers on my channel and showed you guys that you've outperformed the market if you would have even got in at the all-time highs with drip. So we don't need it to moon. It just makes us feel better when the chart is up and to the right. And of course, it would make us feel even much better if it was like stable at $10. That would be awesome. And we do have the power to do that with the reservoir and all that stuff. But with the animal farm, the features and stuff like that, I think we've at least stopped the bleeding as excessively as we had going on before. And then with the pig pen hat, no, that's not coming out till January. Hopefully the scratchy. So December is our first look at some hopium that can get some capital injected into drip. And there's definitely a lot of opportunity for that. But I think with the scratchy, if it launches on time and by December and the new capital coming in, that's where we could see maybe a 2x from the 4 to the 8 range. But I actually don't see us getting double digits at all. I see us bouncing right around 4 to 750. So that's my realistic and optimistic range based off of what I'm telling you guys. Well, hope you found that valuable. Hope that was some new knowledge bombs and gave you some insight on how to read the contracts and come in here, figure out what's in the LP, all that good stuff. And also, hopefully you spread this to other people so they can stop giving the false hope and crushing people's dreams by telling them it's going to be doing something that it's not. So realistically, 4 to 7, and that is just great for us that have gotten in the drip, especially within the last 5 months. So you know the drill. Smash that HBO special, help a brother out, and do your best to lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.